It is always good to welcome back an artist that I have met actually when probably you released your first album, correct, Raine? So it's so
That's
nice to see
right.
you again in your
Yeah, same
kitchen.
to you.
Yes, and I love the
That's
plants.
right.
You obviously have a great green thumb.
Well, thank you. I think like the sun really is the one to credit here.
Yes, and you, through all of this, like I'm going to say, quite a few artists now have taken COVID, the pandemic, and just, wrapped your arms around it and somehow, managed to produce and create music. And again, you are a perfect success story. So, congratulations on a new album and a new single, I believe.
Well, thank you. That's so kind of you to say. And yeah, we do have a new album coming out and a release plan where we're going to release the singles slowly over the course of a year. And so just this past week, the first single, Brave Land, has been released. And it is just the best feeling to know that that is out there in the world.
And so, tell us a little bit about the process for this album, Rain. It's kind of going to have a slow release, so to speak.
That's right. So, part of the silver lining of all of the adjustment that the pandemic has required is that we can rethink the ways that we do things. And also, without the limitations in place or the requirements in place of like typical life, can get more creative in the way that we release things. So, for example, the traditional music industry model would have single releases paired with touring. Well, if touring is not available, what do we pair the release with? And it just frees us up to use that as a tool in a different way. And I'm really enjoying that part of the process. And so that's where this idea of being able to really offer those in a very intentional way throughout the year comes from. And that's what we're going to do.
Oh, that sounds so perfect because we are starving for music. And I think we've all kind of adjusted now to this virtual platform. But for you yourself, I mean, we were talking, and the last time we met was in 2015, and just, stepping out into the whole music scene. And now you've found such great success. You've
Well,
won
thank you.
awards. You've played at festivals now. How has the Raine Hamilton 2021 compared to the Raine Hamilton of 2015?
Well, I've really been taking perspective on that a lot. This is my third album now that's in the process of being released, and it has been like just like a really cool nostalgic feeling to look back and think like, wow, I have learned so much. And even though so much is unusual right now, I feel really proud of myself that I have learned skills within my musicianship and my business skills that I'm able to roll with it in some kind of way at least. So that is feeling like strong and flexible in a cool way.
Oh, yeah. And you come from a great music background. So let's talk about the genres that you kind of, gravitate to.
Yeah. So I grew up in a really musical family. My parents were both in a rock and roll band in the 70s and both really wonderful musicians, and my dad also a really prolific songwriter. So I grew up in the culture of their music, like of the 70s, and hearing my dad play all the time and write all the time. That was just kind of in the air of my household and my childhood. I also played violin from a young
Hmm.
age. I just knew that it was going to be important. I really was persistent about it, and I'm very thankful to my parents that they followed through on that one. And I studied that for a long, long time. I studied that in university. Also playing a lot of Celtic music and fiddle music of different traditions too as a kid and into my teenage years. The classical tradition, I really got steeped in that through violin lessons and through studying music at university. And I got so into that and the study of that that I actually did a master's degree in medieval musicology. So I do have kind of like an unusual knowledge niche about the medieval, and sometimes that comes peeking out as well. So all of these influences of like the singer-songwriter, rock, folk tradition from my parents, the fiddling, the classical, all of that comes together and shows itself in the collection of these songs that will be released.
Wow. And I guess it must give you quite a sense of freedom too, especially in this day now, Rain, that we're in. Music comes so quickly, electronically. You make a song, you post it right away. Um, do you find it liberating more so than ever to be a singer-songwriter? regardless of the circumstances that we're in right now?
There's certainly freedom to that, right? These songs can reach anywhere. We have the technology and the tool for those to connect just anywhere. So there is a freedom to that. There's complication to that as well. As an artist, I have mixed feelings about it because of who is able to control and who then is able to open what doors. So in a way, there's freedom, and in a way, there's also restriction to it. What I think is the beautiful freedom and the potential for connection, like in this situation in the pandemic, is that I think people are willing to reach farther for that connection and for the art that is really going to satiate them. So I think we have an opportunity to connect like just from farther flung places and places that and connections that usually wouldn't happen in our day-to-day lives.
Well, I guess we don't have to go far, though, if we want to see you. Maybe not live, but let's get to the special performance that is coming out on February 5th at the West End Cultural Center.
Okay, wonderful. I am looking forward to this so much. Here's what we were thinking. As we were planning this year-long release, we were thinking like, wow, this is going to be like a beautiful experience, and I want to be so intentional in how I like offer these. But wow, it's a long time to wait. And if I was really keen and wanting to hear these songs, like I might feel like, oh, that's just going to be so long. So what we are going to do is offer a sneak peek performance where we're going to play the songs of the album in this live show. February 5th, it's presented by the West End Cultural Center and Home Roots, which are two organizations that I love just so much. It's also going to be available and presented by many, many venues across Canada who have been promoting it with us, and anyone, anywhere in the world can tune in and see that live. It's going to be curious to see exactly what that's going to look like. So we have many kind of like possible plans. It's like a very complicated flow chart, and we just don't have all the information yet about what exactly is allowed and what exactly is going to happen. But we are like prepared. We're in a state of cat-like readiness, and one of many possibilities will for sure happen. So anyone is just invited, please, to come check out that show. The ticket link is on my website, rainehamilton.com. That's Raine with an E at the end. And it's an honor and a joy to share these songs and preview them.
Okay, well, that's a great segue because you're going to have a little premiere here on Hue at Home. So
let's do it.
Yes, Raine, take it away. You can introduce the song and play us out.
Okay, thank you. So coming to you live from my little kitchen corner here, I'm going to play the song that is our first single off the record. This is the title track. It is called Brave Land. And this song is about the experience of being alive, which I describe as being connected on the earth and connected in a spiritual way at once. And I think it is outstanding. My name is Raine Hamilton, and this is Brave Land. Born one day breathing, gifted these feet that walk the earth, and tread stepping lightly the earth as our body and our lover. And I've never seen a green screen before. Sing to me, starlight, shine that I might find my way through, and call to me, sliver of the moon, waxing, waning, and revealing. And I've never seen a light this light before. Sing to me, starlight, shine that I might find my way through, and call to me, sliver of the moon, waxing, waning, and revealing. And come now and dweller of my heart, chase the sorrow from the darkest heart. Offer the breaking of my bones, the pouring of my heart, that I could be a channel of thy peace. Make me warm, make me willing. And come now and dweller of my heart, chase the sorrow from the darkness